Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again on your top-notch podcast. Not just a top-notch podcast, but one of the promising podcast under the courtesy of Finatrack Global Limited. And today, being Tuesday, like other Tuesday, my good people, we are privileged to have our own managing director who is going to share more about the future of vehicles. And allow me to give him an opportunity to introduce himself. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
My name is Joseph Mongi,
Yeah.
and I'm the managing director of Finatrack Global Limited.
Thank you once again. And today we are going to talk, we're going to speak, or you're going to elaborate more about this issue of the future of vehicle in Kenya. And not only just the future of vehicles, but we have been having this issue of vehicle theft. And we're going to talk, without wasting any time, allow just me to ask you the first question. And my first question is, what are the biggest challenges Kenya faces today in terms of vehicle theft?
The first risk is
Yeah.
increased tampering
Sure.
of vehicle security systems
Yeah.
in the event of theft. So we find that currently within the Kenyan market, even though people are aware of the security solutions,
Sure.
we find that thieves are able to bypass most of these security solutions.
Solutions.
Yes.
So, as we're talking about, today the topic is the future of vehicles.
Yes.
And we're going now to talk more about how are we going now to make sure that at least this issue of theft is going to be minimized.
Yes.
So could it just be fair if we talk more about how we're going to do away with this issue?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first step is people being aware
Sure.
of the security risks
Yeah.
affecting the vehicles.
Yeah.
So you find the more advanced the vehicles they're coming in,
Sure.
you find the higher the risk of theft. Since you find these more advanced vehicles
Sure.
are computerized in terms of their nature,
Yeah.
even the security systems.
Yeah.
So you find that you can have a vehicle and someone can have a machine and easily clone the frequency from your key and access your vehicle. So the first step
Yeah.
is that people being aware
Yeah.
of the security risks and also now looking for additional levels of security over and above the standard.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you've talked about the issue of now being aware,
Yes.
of which I'm very sure they are aware of it.
Yeah.
And now how now are they now going now to make sure that at least their vehicle are well secured?
Okay. So the first step, for example, is having a GPS tracking system.
Sure.
And not just any GPS tracking system,
Yeah.
but having an advanced GPS tracking system,
Yeah.
which also has additional features such as anti-jamming solutions. Now with this, we find that since most people right now who have their vehicles installed with the trackers,
Sure.
once they get lost,
Yeah.
the first thing which thieves are doing is jamming the network inside the vehicle. So the first step, you can invest in a more advanced tracking system
Yeah.
where you get an alert in the event someone is trying to jam the network within your vehicle, and then taking an additional level of security by getting a wireless tracker, which are more difficult to find.
Before even getting there to wireless tracker,
Yes.
you have talked about this term anti-jamming.
Yes.
It could be fair enough if you elaborate more for the benefit of the listener or the viewer outside there to understand.
Sasa.
Yeah.
So jamming is
Yeah.
basically a practice
Sure.
which is used
Yeah.
to disable the network
The network.
within the vehicle or its surrounding.
Yeah.
So there are two types of jammers.
Yeah.
So the first one is a GPS jammer,
Are you sure?
which jams the GPS connectivity.
Yeah.
The next one is called now the network jammer,
Yeah.
which jams now
The network.
the network from the SIM card.
Yeah.
So you find even if you have a phone near the vehicle, you can't be able to call using that phone once that jammer is activated.
So the only way to do away with those jamming
Mhm.
is by applying the GPS or
Yeah, so now there's
another-
a GPS tracking system
Yeah.
which has an anti-jamming
Sure.
component inside it,
Yeah.
which notifies you. So yes, it will be jammed, but before it gets compromised,
Yeah.
it sends an alert that it's currently being jammed.
Being jammed.
Yes, and when I said about the additional tracking gadgets, nowadays you have more advanced
Sure.
tracking gadgets which don't rely on the SIM card. So you can also be able to invest in that.
On the
Yes. Mm.
Okay, leaving that behind, another question.
Yes.
And it's very important question. Can it be fair if you explain more about now the GPS tracking device actually and how it work and how it can prevent theft.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the basic workings of a GPS tracking system
Sure.
first involve the installation of a GPS tracking gadget
Yeah.
inside the vehicle.
Yeah.
So inside this GPS tracking gadget, there's usually a component inside it which you put in a SIM card. So this SIM card can be a local SIM card
Yeah.
or a global SIM card, as long as that SIM card doesn't have a password.
Yeah.
So the reason for this SIM card is for it to be able now to transmit the data.
The data. Yeah.
Now, inside the GPS tracking gadget, there is something referred to as the GPS module. So this one sends signal to the satellites. At any particular time around the Earth, there are 24 satellites which are rotating continuously. That's what's referred to as the GPS system. Now, from these satellites, you need 3 to be able to identify the location of that gadget. So once it sends out the signals, in a more complicated term, it's referred to as a trilateration. Yes. Yeah. So the GPS tracker is able now to pick that position now, depending on it's trilateration. So depending on the distance between the device and the 3 satellites, it's able to pick the longitude and latitude, which is the position. But now that position, since it's now in the device, now that's why you need the SIM card to transmit that information to the servers. So the servers are just storage places where this information is stored, and from the servers you can then access that information using your phone or laptop by logging in to your account. Now that's the general working of the GPS system.
I can now figure out how it works.
Yes.
Another question, closer to that one, doing with the GPS.
Yes.
Do we have different type of GPS? And if yes, it could be fair enough if you elaborate on them for the benefit of the viewer.
Yes. There are different types of GPS tracking systems. The main difference, first of all, is in terms of the powering. So you find the most common GPS tracking systems are the wired ones. So to power this, you connect them to the vehicle wiring system. So they are powered by the vehicle's battery. So in the event that they are disconnected, you won't be able to see the location. The next type of common tracker now is the magnetic or wireless tracker. So these ones can either be rechargeable or ones where you replace the battery once the battery dies. Yes.
It's very interesting. And another question, this one goes to the customers, but you will answer on their behalf. So how do customers typically respond when they first see their vehicle location in the real time? How do they now respond?
Most people are delighted. Because it's something unique, especially the first time, having the ability to know where your vehicle is. So you find traditionally most people used to rely on phone calls, trying to call your driver to tell you where they are at the moment, or trying to go there physically. Let's say you left your car at home. The only way you can be sure is if you have someone at home to tell you, or you go and see for yourself.
Leaving that behind, another question, why is the regulatory compliance important in the GPS tracking system?
The main reason why compliance is necessary is due to the level of responsibility required when getting a GPS tracker. Now, historically, you used to find that a lot of people used to get trackers from unverified suppliers or individuals. So some of these people end up being also the ones coming to steal the vehicle, relying on the GPS tracking system. That's why there was a lot of regulation around it. So you find right now in Kenya, for you to be able to offer vehicle tracking systems, you first need to be licensed by Communication Authority of Kenya and also the Private Security Regulatory Authority
of Kenya.
Yes.
Another now question that's now this concern your company.
Yes.
So I'll ask you, how does Finatrack licensing as a data controller process protect customer privacy? Customer privacy is something that should be considered.
Customer privacy is very important, especially when it comes to the vehicles. So you find people, once they own a vehicle, that's one of the highest prized assets which they own at any particular time. So information related to the vehicle and the customer needs to be safeguarded at any particular time. And that's why also, as an additional level of security and compliance, you find that you as a vehicle tracking company also need to be licensed by the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner to ensure the data related to the vehicle and the client
Yeah.
are secured at any particular time.
I
Yes.
like it.
Mhm.
Another question now is still on the same, still attached on the same question.
Yeah.
What are the role do government policy play in ensuring tracking systems are safe and reliable?
The first step, of course, is in regulation,
Sure.
where they try and regulate the industry,
Yeah.
ensuring best practices among the service providers.
Yeah.
And also, when it comes to licensing, you find that most of these licenses are renewable. So in the event that you are flagged by not complying, now your license won't be renewed, related to either security or communication authority.
Oh,
Yes, so that in essence now terminating your operation of that business.
that business.
Yes.
So as we talk now, we are here in Nairobi.
Yes.
So you as a company, how do you make sure that your services, it's all it is countrywide, it's all and it makes sure that inafikia kila
Inafikia kila mtu.
kila mtu
Okay.
hapa.
So the first step is having technicians
Yeah.
in all major towns.
Sure.
So usually have competent trained technicians
Yeah.
in all the major towns.
Yeah.
They help us in two ways. First of all, is in quick installations. So you find once someone wants a tracker
Yeah.
within a particular time,
Yeah.
we're able to facilitate quick installation and setting them up. The next is in support.
Yeah.
So you find since these gadgets are wired or technology-based gadgets, you find clients might run into problems.
Sure.
Either the vehicle is being repaired
Yeah.
and the wires were tampered with. So these technicians also help us in after-sales support to our clients.
Totally.
Yes.
So unapata pia another question is could it be fair enough if now you share the price for the benefit of the viewer?
For the viewer.
To know, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the standard wired tracker,
Yeah.
for individuals
Yeah.
who usually prefer a one-off payment,
Yeah.
they can pay 15,000 Kenya shillings,
Sure.
inclusive of installation.
Yeah.
And all they have to do now on their end
Yeah.
is ensure they top up the airtime
Yeah.
regularly. Now with this, they'll get the tracker and also access the apps
Sure.
without a limitation of number of devices. So meaning even if they own the vehicle as 3 people, all of them can be able to access the app.
Yeah.
And also they can also monitor using their laptops through the website browser.
Browser.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a very nice one.
Mhm.
Now we are going out now the future.
Yes.
And I have three questions for you,
Mhm.
but now we're going now to, I'm going to ask you in a systematic way.
Okay.
The first question is, do you have one example on how GPS tracking has directly reduced car theft rate in Kenya, also in Kenya?
Yes, I have. Personally,
Yeah.
we've had a lot of our clients
Yeah.
giving us feedback related to this. First, in terms of unauthorized access to their vehicles.
Yeah.
So we find that a lot of these thefts, when they occur, the vehicle is either parked. So with their tracking systems, clients usually enable the engine on alert. So in the event their vehicle is switched on, they're able to act quickly. And in most of these cases, you find they are inside jobs. So it's either someone who knows you, knows your operations, knows your patterns.
Yeah.
So if you're able to act swiftly, you're able to prevent this particular theft.
Thank you for that. Another question, what innovation are coming next in the vehicle security technology? Innovation.
Yes. Now there's a lot of AI coming in.
Sure.
So you find we are also introducing more advanced tracking systems.
Yeah.
So you find the information which currently is being offered by the GPS tracker is mainly information related to the vehicle. But we find now you also need information relating to the driver. Now once AI comes in, you find you can also be able to have smart tracking cameras, which are dash cams which work as a GPS tracker, which can be able to analyze the driver and send an alert once the driver is drowsy, if the driver is drunk, if the driver is smoking or is on a phone call, it automatically picks and sends an alert, improving vehicle safety and also the safety of the driver himself.
The last question, how do you see GPS tracking evolving in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I see it being more advanced in terms of capturing more information, also related to the vehicle. So you find over and above having location information, you also need to know more details about your vehicle. Let's say if it's a mechanical part which is about to get damaged, with the computerized system, once integrated, since they send the alert to the central computer within the vehicle.
Yeah.
With a tracker now you can be able to pick on this additional information, enabling the vehicle owner to get this information even if they're not inside the vehicle at that particular time. Yes.
That's very promising. Eh?
Yes.
So for the viewers, make sure that if at all that maybe you need an installation, you can call our number, and our number is 0723 64 58 10. And as we wrap up this conversation, could it just be could it just be fair enough if you share on how you offer your services? Maybe if someone on site, maybe should he have to come to the office
in terms of installation? So in terms of installation, we're very flexible.
Yeah.
So the client can come to our office located at Vision Plaza, and we are on first floor, room number 2, or we can also go to their convenient locations, either their office or their home, wherever they are comfortable with, and then from there we can be able to do the installation, and the configuration of the app will be done, and they can only make now the payment after they've confirmed everything is working properly. Yes.
Thank you once again for coming up.
Yes.
Remember to follow us on our all the media platform at
Finatra Global
for more information.
Yes.
Yeah.